Hello and welcome, Inspired Podcast community. This is your new episode. My name is Caroline, and my today's guest is Manny Blue. And I'm so happy that you are here. How are you doing?
I am doing great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, wow, that's so amazing. We met online several years ago, not years, but it feels like years, maybe 1 or 2 years. We are connected on Facebook. And yeah, and we were studying also. I think we are both in Remy's group, right? Remy's group as well. And
Right, right.
yeah. Okay, so I present you a little bit to the audience. You are a dream chaser. You are multi-talented entrepreneur on a mission to help change people's life. You wear many hats. This is amazing. You have to talk or tell us about your hats. You are an artist. What are you doing?
So I started my journey in the music industry. So I was a recording artist. Well, I still record here and there, but I haven't pursued it on a career path. But that's where I started. I was in the industry for, wow, I started at the age of 16. And then in my late 20s, I shifted gears after hitting rock bottom. Um, but it inspired me to look at other options and pick interest in other things that I always wanted to do. And some things, sometimes things happen for a reason, and it's what led me in this mission.
Yeah, that's so true. Thank you for sharing and introducing yourself. So, my first question is, what inspires you?
I think what inspires one of the things that inspires me is being able to see someone that is struggling be able to overcome the situations because of something you said or something you did. And it's a good feeling when you know that even if you had just 1%, if you was just 1% of that outcome, of that change, to me that feels great and inspires me to continue to do well and do better and do good for the world.
Wow, that's so great. And it's important and true what you said about the 1%. If we improve ourselves 1% per day, and this is also what I preach to my clients, that because it makes a great impact and it's only under 15 minutes per day than when you calculate it in time, for
Right.
example. Okay, and who inspires you? Who was the best coach you ever had?
Wow.
Mhm.
Um, I think at this point, um, the minute I became a dad, is what really put more fuel into the fire. My kids are my driving force because I want them to have, you know, good guidance, a good example, a good life. They have a good life, but I want them to be able to enjoy that life. And I think everything that I do is to make sure that the family is taken care of even long after I'm gone.
Mhm. Wow, this is amazing. I imagine you are dancing and singing with your kids, or one
Actually, I do.
or several. Yeah. Wow, this is amazing. Thank you so much. Yes, and how do you inspire other people?
I I I, I definitely want to say that some of the things that I say and some of the coachings that I do, um, it's all about shifting their mindset. And surprisingly, sometimes I get people reach out to me of videos that I posted, months ago, but it's just one something in that video that made them think differently. And I think that's where I really focus on is helping those individuals just slightly, slowly shift their mindset. And I think that's how I get to inspire people to see the better outlook, the better positive side of of their situation, because I know what it's like to be in that situation. I grew up in a neighborhood that there was a lot of gang activity, a lot of drugs in the neighborhoods, and sometimes when you live in that type of environment, you feel stuck. You feel like this is it. This is all I'm supposed to be doing. But there's more. You don't have to be stuck there. So um, when people finally see that, they get inspired, they get motivated, and it feels good when when you have, like I said, a small impact, a small part of that of their transition. And I think that's what I think most of my audience gets from me is it's how they slowly start shifting their mindset based on the things that I say or how I coach them in certain ways.
Wow, I absolutely love this because you mentioned also, so it's not overwhelming for your audience. You just, yeah, you use the word slightly. And so it's not about throwing big messages out there. It's it's about the little things, and they maybe the people even they don't know what it is, but it's something what you said or your frequency, and then they get back to you. Wow.
Right. Right.
I love that. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. What are your gifts and talents?
I think I think I've grown to be very resilient, and this is what it is how I've been able to accomplish a lot of the things that I've done. I wouldn't say it's a gift. I think it's just more of a of not being stuck or being told that I can't do something based on how I grew up or not having certain things in my life. So I've been the type of person that if you tell me I cannot do this, I'm gonna find a way to do it. It may not turn out to be how I imagine it, but I'm surely not where I used to be either. So it's something's bound to give, something's bound to happen, something's about to change. So I think again, I wouldn't say it's a gift. I think it's more of a personality that I had to develop because I wasn't always that way either. So
Okay, when I ask this question, then I think about gifts are given to you by birth, and talents is something you develop. I thought about that as well. And I had this question for myself last year. I didn't know what my gifts and talents are, so I asked every podcast guest to give me the answer. This is the background for it. And when you mentioned being stuck, or your gift is to not being stuck, then what is the one thing you would say to someone who is considering him or herself as stuck at the moment?
if you're feeling stuck or feeling like you hit a roadblock, it's normal. You're not the first person that's going to experience that. It may not be the first, it may not be the last time for you either. But know that there's always an answer, there's always a solution to every problem. Sometimes we can't see it right there and then because we are so overwhelmed with what's happening that sometimes we cannot see past that brick wall. But sometimes you don't have to go through that wall. You can just go around that wall. And you do that by reaching out to other people that can potentially help you or someone that's been through that situation before. And sometimes you feel like you have to go through this by yourself, and you don't have to go through that by yourself. This is something that I've learned. And again, I always say the sun will always shine after the storm. Always keep that in mind.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much for sharing. The sun's always there. We are just not aware of it if there are clouds or, you know,
Right,
and you mentioned also the importance of asking for help, because sometimes people are too shy, too scared, or also ashamed, I would say,
correct.
when they are in the situation. This word came to me this morning. I thought about, oh, there's a lot of shame as well
Right.
in the field. Yes.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate that people feel that way or like I said, when I was growing up, I was told that, men are not supposed to cry. They're not supposed to, ask for help. But again, we're human. We're not robots. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with asking for help. And sometimes we got to put our ego aside and just look, admit I need a little bit of help, and I'm okay with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's a good advice too. Put the ego aside because the ego is not your true self. It comes from the conditioning, and also always ask yourself, are this my thoughts? These are not my thoughts. It is like a habit to think that way, but we can change. Yes,
Correct.
change our thoughts. That's so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. My next question is, do you have a goal for 2024 or do you set intentions?
So yeah, I have goals. I have intentions. One of my main goals this year is to be able to enter the school systems, the educational system, and be able to come and talk to the kids
Mhm.
about mindset, goal setting, chasing their dreams, and because again, there's a lot of things that unfortunately the educational system is not doing that could be beneficial that people like you and myself can help in that aspect. And that is something that I'm really working hard on is to be able to come and talk to the kids, not just in elementary school, but high school, college. One, there's a lot of things that the educational system is lacking, and I want to be a part of the change, even if it's 1%.
Yeah.
And then I'm also working on a couple of film scripts as well with the writing team at the moment. So my goal is to be able to at least get one film started this year, like full production. That's just two of my main goals this year.
Wow, this is amazing. And how are you doing this? Entering the school system, how can I imagine this? Is it a subject you are teaching or like lectures, keynote speeches, or
Right. So I have several different topics.
Mhm.
So for example, I've dealt with mental health in the past when I was dealing with my way down to rock bottom. So these are things that I know what it's like. So if they're having a mental health event, I can come and speak on that behalf, share my strategies of what I did to be able to get out of the situation. Um, but if they're having an event where they're looking to inspire the the youth or maybe inspire the staff, I have several different topics that I can come and talk about. It's just it's been challenging getting into the educational system in the schools because of certain criteria that you have to meet, but also the safety as well. And when you are new into that space, it's a little more challenging. But I'm working on it. I'm working on it because I think we can make a difference. People like yourself and myself can make a big difference in the youth, which I think they need it.
Yes, that's so true. It's the younger, the better, I think. And also, when I think about our podcast community, how can we help you? How can we support you?
Right. I mean, it's all about you know helping out. So if it's something that you think could be beneficial, just maybe sharing the content, sharing the message.
Mhm.
Maybe someone that may be in a position to help open some of these doors is always greatly appreciated. This is something that I strive within my community and my fellow entrepreneurs. If there's something that I can do for you, let me know because again, this is how we thrive. It's helping each other out. There's a lot of success. There's enough success and enough money for everybody to win. So there's no need. I believe there's no need for anyone to be greedy because I believe that the more you are able to help others, the more the universe is going to get back to you as well.
Yeah, that's true. Giving is receiving. I learned this. This is a universal law, of course. Thank you for sharing. And please reach out to Manny. He's amazing. And we can support each other. This is amazing. So, my last question now is when people reach out to you, and they will, do you have special offers and services for the inspired podcast community?
Absolutely, absolutely. I always put myself out there and always have the phone, the emails, the Zooms open for anyone that needs a little bit of guidance, who needs a little bit of help or whatever the case may be. I always keep my phone line and my emails
Mm.
open because I know what it's like to get started and not know where to go, or who to reach out to. A lot of people, just like you said, they just won't reply back to your emails. They just won't answer your calls. So I don't want to be that person because I know what it's like. So if
Yes.
I can help you, if even if I don't have the talent or the services myself, I may know someone that can do it. So I'll refer that person to that individual because again, it's all about helping each other out.
Yes, thank you so much. I see it the same way. We are here for helping and supporting each other, and this is called networking as well. So I love
Right.
connecting people. Thank you so much. And now, may I ask you for a last message for our audience?
Sure. So whatever it is that you're trying to do in life, in business, don't limit yourself. Because whatever you are trying to do, I'm pretty sure it has already been done before. So when you start putting these limitations on yourself, don't. Because if it's been done before by others, why not you? You have the same gift, you have the same access, same resources. So remove those limiting beliefs and limiting blocks and just go for it. Because again, if it's happened before, it can happen again for you.
Wow, thank you so much. I'm blessed now, and I have to re-listen to this episode. There were so many nuggets in it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This was amazing.
Thank
Yeah,
you for having me.
and see you in the next episode.